Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to go over a practice test for social studies, and we're specifically looking at a graph because you really want to make sure that you know how to read charts and graphs, not only for the social studies test, but also for the science test. Huge thanks to HiSET for giving me permission to use this test, but if you're working on your GED, don't worry, this is going to help you just the same. Okay, friends, let's get started. Let's start off by taking a look at the graph. So it says global human migration from 2010 to 2020. And look, here we have little tiny gray ones that says new internal displacements by conflict. And then the darker ones, new internal displacement by disasters. Okay, let's read the text so we have a better understanding. Migration occurs when people migrate from their home country to a new country, but it can also take place when people who are internally displaced in their native country move to different regions within the same country. The graph shows global human migration from 2010 to 2020. The graph shows the reasons for human migration as being caused either by conflict, civil war, persistent terrorist attacks, violent militia activity, etc., or disaster, natural disasters such as volcanic eruptions or earthquakes, or climate-induced disasters such as long-term drought, extreme flooding, excessive wildfires, or persistent dangerously high temperatures. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's take a look at our questions. So here we have question 11. Approximately how many people migrated as a result of the natural disaster that occurred in 2020? Okay, so we're going to look right here at 2020, and we're looking for the natural disasters. So here it says disasters, right? So we want to look at the one that is dark. So let's go like this. And right up here is where we're looking. We just bring this across and we're at about 30, a little over 30 million. So the answer is D, 31 million. The graph shows that in most years, the disaster due to conflict ratio for migration is 3 to 1. This ratio does not apply every year. In which of the following years was the disaster to ratio conflict less than 3 to 1? Okay, so let's look at this. So here, 2020, you can see this dark one goes up and it's about 30. And then the one with conflicts is about 10. So we have that 3 to 1 ratio, just like it says right there. But let's look at which one is not a 3 to 1. So this one right here, 2010, looks like it's up around 42, and then all the way down here to less than 5, maybe 3. So that's not going to be less than 3 to 1. That's going to be actually much greater than 3 to 1. So A is not our answer. Let's look at 2012. This one here, we go up to about 30, and then right here, we're about 7. Is that 3 to 1? No. Is it less than 3 to 1? No. It's also going to be greater than 3 to 1, just like our 2010. Okay, 2016. Here we've got about maybe 25, 24. And then this one right here is about 8. So if it's 24 and 8, that's definitely that 3 to 1, but it's not less than. So C's not our answer. And D is 2018. Okay, so look at this one. Here we have about maybe 17. And this one right here is about 11. Is that less than 3 to 1? Yeah, 17 to 11. That is a smaller ratio than our 3 to 1. So my friends, D is the answer. So I know you don't want to hear this, but math and social studies, or math and science, actually do go hand in hand. And so with this, you want to make sure that you understand ratios, because we're talking about ratios in social studies. Question 13. Which year had the lowest number of disaster and second lowest number of conflict migration in millions? Okay, so lowest number of disasters. So disaster is going to be the dark one, right? So the lowest number of disasters, looks like this 2011 had the lowest number of disasters, right? But let's look at the second part where it said the second lowest number of conflict migration in millions. So the lowest number of the conflict migration, so conflict migration is the gray. So it looks like 2010 has the lowest conflict migration, and then 2011 had the second lowest. So just by looking at the graph, not even the numbers, we're able to decide that A is our answer. Which year shows the greatest discrepancy, that's just a fancy word for difference, between conflict and disaster migration? Okay, so which one has the biggest difference? Well, that's pretty easy for us to tell, right? It's going to be 2010. Look at how high this one is with the disasters and how low the conflict one is. So A is our answer. Question 15. If migration continues to follow the trends started in 2018, what prediction can be made about future migrations due to conflicts and disasters? So let's look here at what's happening here in 2018. So 2018, 2019, 2020. Let's sort of see what trend we have going on. Looks like our natural disasters are going up. See how this is kind of going up? And the conflict ones, I would say that's about the same. Yeah, there's a little bit up and down, but it's mostly going to be the same. So let's see if we can find an answer that sort of relates to that. Okay, so A, there will be steady increase in migration due to conflict. Is there an increase in conflict? No, that's the one that has gone down just slightly or stayed the same, right? Okay, B, there will be a steady increase in migration due to climate-related disasters. Look at this. See how it's kind of going up? Let's just hold on to that one and look at our other options. C, there will be a steady decrease in migration due to climate-related disasters. Is that happening? Is it decreasing? No, it's increasing significantly, right? So C is not our answer. And D, there will be an overall decrease in migration from all causes. Is it decreasing? No, it's not, right? So the answer is B. There will be a steady increase in migration due to climate-related disasters. Okay, friends, that is it for our social studies practice test. Okay, just answered a couple questions here. Definitely make sure that you watch some other videos so that you can get even more of this down. One of the best things you can do is just practice, and go over practice questions, practice problems like this, and it will really help prepare you for that test day. Okay, friends, believe in yourself just like I believe in you, and I will see you in our next video. Peace. God bless.